Too, because when you're scrolling Facebook and you go across a video, it's going to start playing whatever weird thing you're watching, and we don't want to hear it. You really don't want to hear it. You got hats or sunglasses, anything on top of your head.
I think it's a good idea. Thank you, Leon.
James Atkinson.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of James Atkinson. This is 23 CF 2816. Your Honor, he would like to tender a plea of not guilty this afternoon. Request 15 days for any pre-arraignment motions, demand trial by jury, and leave this set for pretrial.
This is 23 CF 2816 State versus James Atkinson. You're charged with cruelty towards a child. Your public defender is pledging not guilty, and we'll set it for what, February 26th, you said?
That should be the next pretrial, Judge, yes.
Okay. Get in touch with your attorney so you can get ready for your case, okay? Thank you, sir.
What he say?
Make sure to stay in touch with me, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you've got
Thank
my
you.
card, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So you
Wona Carpenter.
Make an appointment.
to do it over the phone?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Yeah, just make sure to call my office,
So
okay?
when the latest can I call?
Go ahead and call as soon as you leave the courthouse, okay?
Thank you.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Wona Carpenter. This is 23 CF 2847. Judge, I believe we've reached an agreement if I have a moment. That's what you want to do. Sign right there for me, please.
You're Wona Carpenter.
Yes, sir.
Would you please raise your right hand and be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for this court's the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the state of Florida versus Wona Carpenter, 23 CF 2847. Ms. Carpenter, you want to enter a no contest plea to a misdemeanor, possession of paraphernalia, and the state's going to dismiss count one, possession of controlled substance?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today? Are you happy with the work Mr. Gibbs has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. On the misdemeanor, possession of paraphernalia, you're sentenced to time served, $50 cost of prosecution, $220 court costs, $100 PD fee, all due within 180 days before the judgment. And you're adjudicated guilty. And so you should be, unless there's another hold, you should be getting out today, I guess. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
you.
Good luck.
Dean Thomas Cook.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Dean Cook. This is 23 CF 2840. Your Honor, yesterday afternoon, First of all, he is here for arraignment. We're going to enter a plea of not guilty, request 15 days for any pre-arraignment motions, and demand a trial by jury. I had also filed a motion or a suggestion of incompetency yesterday, as well as a motion to release him. The basis of that being that this court previously found him not competent and not restorable, has not since found him competent again. He is alleged to have committed a new offense while he is on that conditional release. That ultimately leaves the court with two options, either to release him or to commit him. I don't know if the court's prepared to have that hearing today, if we need to reset that hearing. But I had filed that motion with some of that case law as well to explain what the court's options
That was filed yesterday?
I'm sorry, it was filed yesterday, Judge.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to see that, so.
Not a problem.
We'll set him for February 8th.
That's fine, Judge.
Is that fine?
That's fine,
Yes,
Judge.
Judge, that's fine.
Okay,
So we
thank
can
you.
Make sure the court has an opportunity.
Thanks, sir.
So we'll see you back then, okay?
Skylar Cox.
Your Honor, Mr. Cox is present and approaching the well. Judge, this is 23 CF 2760. Tim Gibbs on behalf of Skylar Cox. Judge, we'd like to tender a plea of not guilty this afternoon, demand trial by jury, and request 15 days for any pre-arraignment motions, and leave this set for pretrial.
All right, this is 23 CF 2760, State versus Skylar Kane Cox. You charged with battery on a person 65 years of age or older. Your attorney has pled you not guilty. Get with him and get ready for your case February 26th.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Heard. Call mine. Give me a call.
Jamal Crenshaw.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Jameer Crenshaw. This is 23 CF 2841. Judge, he's going to tender a plea of not guilty, request 15 days for any pre-arraignment motions, demand trial by jury, and leave this set for pretrial.
All right, Mr. Crenshaw, you charged in 23 CF 2841, domestic battery by strangulation, obstructing justice, 2 counts. Your attorney's pled you not guilty. Get with them, get ready for trial February 26th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Give me a call.
Oop, someone revoked your bond.
May want to call him back if I review that, Judge. But we'll handle that later.
Is that on what was that on, the bond
It
revocation?
looks like his bond was revoked on this case. I guess pretrial had filed an affidavit is my guess. I'm not sure. I hadn't seen that affidavit, Judge.
I was probably the one that revoked his bond.
You may have been.
Okay. Joe Fernandez.
Your Honor, I filed a written plea of not guilty for Mr. Fernandez this morning. He did not need to be transported.
Okay, it's 23 CF 2756. He's charged with burglary with assault or battery, another count of battery with causing bodily harm and stalking. So he has been pled not guilty. We'll set him for February 26th trial.
Thank you, Judge.
Kyle Devon Fitzwater.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Kyle Fitzwater. This is 23 CF 2810. Your Honor, we'll tender a plea of not guilty for Mr. Fitzwater, request 15 days for any pre-arraignment motions, and demand trial by jury. Leave this set for pretrial.
Right, Mr. Kyle Fitzwater, this is 23 CF 2810. You're charged with failure to report on a 2-count sex offender charge. Your attorney's pled you not guilty. We'll see you February 26th. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Give me a call as soon as you leave to set up an appointment.
William Thomas Flanigan.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of William Flanigan. This is 23 CF 2730. If I could have just one moment with Mr. Flanigan. Judge, we'll tender a plea of not guilty today, request 15 days for any pre-arraignment motions, demand trial by jury, and leave this set for pretrial.
Mr. Flanigan, this is 23 CF 2730. You're charged with aggravated stalking after injunction for protection. Your attorney's pledging not guilty. See you February 26th. Okay?
I'll see you before.
Thank you.
I tried to see you yesterday, but- So I'll see you before then, okay? Tim Gibbs.
Akeem Gray.
Your Honor, before we move on, I also have one other out of custody from this morning, Mr. Oliver Beck, if I could call him.
What was his name?
Oliver Beck. He was on
Oh.
this morning's docket, Judge, for a change of plea.
For what?
For a change of plea, Judge. We have an agreement.
Oh, this was the gentleman that didn't show up?
This morning, yes, Judge. He's here now.
Oh, where is he?
Mr. Beck. We have an agreement, Judge, to plead a PTI.
You're Oliver Sky Beck.
Yes, sir.
This is 23 CF 2452. You want to enter a pretrial intervention agreement, and if you complete the agreement, let's see. Let's see, if he completes it,
So I believe on page 3 of the agreement are the main terms, Judge. It's for a 10-month period. During that 10 months, he'll have to pay court costs totaling about $765, complete 24 hours of community service, take a gun safety class, and forfeit the firearm. The firearm, I believe, belongs to his father. We'll file a separate motion to release that to his father.
all
following
right, so
today.
that's what he needs to do. Would the charges be dropped if he does that?
Correct, they will.
Okay. And so he's entering a plea to the carrying concealed firearm, possession of marijuana, and possession of paraphernalia?
Correct, Judge.
And
he'll
no
be on
contest
for all three
plea?
counts. Yes, Judge.
I was trying to find the time frame on this.
I think that's in the large paragraph on page 1. It should be in bold
Oh,
letters.
that's 10 months?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, you want to enter a no contest plea to those charges, the third-degree felony carrying concealed firearm, and then 2 misdemeanors, possession of marijuana, first-degree misdemeanor, and possession of paraphernalia, first-degree misdemeanor. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And then if you complete this pretrial intervention agreement, apparently the state will drop the charges. You understand that? Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, sir.
You aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
You happy with the work Mr. Gibbs has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered and accepted, and it complete this pretrial intervention agreement, and I imagine the charges will be dropped. If not, you'll be sentenced. Okay?
Correct, Judge. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Can I get that?
So, they'll meet probation real quick. They'll send you over to the office right after that.
Okay.
So you're good to go. Thank you, Judge. I think that's the rest of my arraignment.
Akeem Gray. Is Akeem Dondre Fontel Gray here?
Byron Cotton filed a not guilty.
He did. February 26. Daniel Evan Jackson. This is 23 CF 2806, Daniel Evan Jackson.
Yes, Your Honor. Jay Williams for the defense. I'll be entering a plea of not guilty, request 15 days for pre-arraignment motions, and demand trial by jury.
All right, Mr. Jackson, charged with aggravated assault with deadly weapon without intent to kill. And your attorney's pledged you not guilty. Get with him, and we'll have you back on February 26th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have my card?
Christopher Paul Jemison.
Judge, I waived Mr. Jemison's appearance. He had a conflicting court appearance in Santa Rosa County. He did not have an attorney on his Santa Rosa case, so there's really nobody else that could do a waiver for him. So I'll just appear for Mr. Jemison, enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf, request 15 days for pre-arraignment motions, and demand trial by jury.
That was 23 CF 2745, possession of a controlled substance. We're setting for February 26th.
Thank you, Judge.
Jeffrey Lee Johnson.
Judge, I anticipate this case ultimately is going to wind up in the south end. I believe he's got a VOP down there. The judge, the last I checked, just hadn't signed the warrant yet. For our purposes today, though, I'll enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf, 15 days for pre-arraignment motions, and trial by jury.
All right, Mr. Johnson, charged with driving license suspended, habitual second or subsequent conviction. Your attorney's pledged you not guilty. You will see you February 26th unless you're transferred down south.
I'm just motion to transfer done any day now if they have served a warrant on you.
Matthew Kanslamar.
Judge, on Mr. Kanslamar, I'll enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf, request 15 days for pre-arraignment motions, and demand trial by jury.
All right, Mr. Kanslamar, this is 23 CF 2803. You charged